College.
College is awesome.
Classes aren't hard, you rarely have to study.
You get to have a roommate that'll become your BFF.
Yeah, and everyone is so pretty and they don't even have to try.
The reality is that none of this is true.
Everyone who hasn't been to college thinks it's all happy-go-lucky.
But it's not.
It's true that college is a place where friendships are made and life away from mom and dad begins.
But for everyone, it isn't easy.
In this selection from Confessions of a College Freshman by Zach Arrington, we'll show you the truth about life as a college freshman.
Your first day of college.
It's an exciting day.
It will probably be sunny.
Your car will be filled with everything you have accumulated for the past 18 years, except your stuffed bear. You have to say goodbye and leave him behind.
Of course, the drive will be long and the excitement will nearly kill you.
Now that you have arrived at the dorm, you take the 16 square feet that you have and divide it by 2 because you have a roommate. This is the new amount of space you have to live in.
Remember that this space isn't just for you. It's for your clothes and everything else you brought with you.
But maybe the dorm life isn't for you, and maybe a sorority is the way to go.
There are 100 sororities in the U.S., so you should be able to find one that's perfect for you.
When trying to find your perfect sorority, keep in mind that some have names like Alpha, Delta, Zeta, and Nu. This shouldn't be your deciding factor if you join a fraternity because the letters don't mean anything.
The people that are in charge just pick the names at random, and it is printed on thousands of shirts for thousands of people to see.
Life in the dorm.
You now have about 4 feet of space to live in.
You have to shower in front of people.
Not only will your roommate drive you crazy with all their annoying habits, but everyone outside your room making all that noise will test all of your limits.
You will experience very embarrassing things, but don't worry, there will be plenty of people around to witness it.
It will happen at least once. You will be walking back from the shower and you will have forgotten your key.
Of course, your roommate will have left for class already and locked the door.
You will have to shiver in your towel until she gets back.
The whole time you wait, people from your floor will kindly walk past and laugh.
Then someone with some advice will stop and say,
Why don't you go down to the resident assistant's office?
You will feel stupid, but you will go.
Nothing will feel better than having a key and getting to put some clothes on.
Organization and responsibility.
You are on your own.
No one will tell you what to do.
Also, no one will wake you up if your alarm clock doesn't go off.
Or do your laundry.
Or tell you you need to clean your room.
A sweet smelling freedom.
No, that's not what I'm smelling.
I think that's a week's worth of old gym socks mixed with last week's uneaten pizza.
You guessed it, roommates.
Before, you have probably been living with your parents and some siblings.
Now you get to share a very small space with a person you've never met before.
Now, I don't know how respectable your siblings were early in the morning when you were trying to sleep, but I can bet your roommate won't be any better.
Ree!
Yeah, that's the sound of your roommate blow drying her hair at 6 in the morning.
And 20 minutes later, when that noise stops, she flips on the lights so she can see to do her makeup.
Hopefully not all roommates are this bad, but any roommate you get stuck with will have annoying behaviors.
It could be anything.
Playing their music too loud.
Inviting her boyfriend over as they make out on her bed and you wish you were somewhere else.
Or it could be something really bad, like the way they talk in a high squeaky voice that pierces your ears.
I'm not saying your roommate is going to be a bad person. I'm just saying they will probably have bad habits. But trust me, you do too.
To class we must go. College is different from high school. One main reason is before you are going to school and now you have classes.
Do not get the two confused.
High school, you had a schedule that made sense. You got to sit by your friends at lunch and even sit at your special table.
In college, even if you have a friend, and let's say for argument's sake, you do,
Unless you two are both going to the same field of work, you will probably never see your friend, let alone make a lunch date with them.
Rushing to get to class on time. Tricks you need to know.
A baseball hat will draw attention that your hair, if exposed, could frighten small children.
Next, choose a shirt without buttons. Buttons take an extra 45 seconds.
Sandals are important. They are twice as fast as socks and sandals.
you'll have to run to class in hopes of not being late. You stand at the closed door with 30 seconds to spare, only to read the note.
Sorry, class canceled. Come back on Tuesday.
You won't know what to do. You've never had classes canceled just because.
Your principal used to be a mailman, and even if every other school had the day off, your school was tough and would brace the weather.
Rain, sleet, snow, or ice, we deliver, or however that mailman saying goes, so he would never close school.
Even though this is new, remember, just because your first class of the day was canceled doesn't mean you get the day off. You still have to go to all your other classes.
Sleep.
You find out that you have an 8 o'clock class. No biggie. That's what time you got up for high school, right?
Wrong.
College is not high school. If you go to sleep before midnight, you're lucky. If your roommate goes to sleep by 4, well then we should talk about switching roommates.
In college, sleep usually happens between the hours of 4 and 7 in the morning.
3 hours of sleep is rough, and I bet you're probably thinking you can just catch up with a few extra hours on the weekends.
Once again, you are gravely mistaken. Weekend sleep is usually done between the hours of 6 to 11 in the morning.
Trust me, this isn't just me with a crazy schedule. It's everyone in college.
Normal activities that were done in the afternoon or early evenings now take place in the wee hours of the morning.
You can always try to catch a few Z's in class. Trust me, I don't judge.
Try not to use your textbook as a pillow. You wouldn't drool on a $600 pillow.
Your drool could run off the edge and fall into your assignment.
Wrinkled and damp assignments are hard to write on.
Food.
In high school, food was mush on a plate with a side of burnt potato.
But in college, the food is actually good.
Well, mostly good. There are a few things to stay away from, like the eggs.
College doesn't serve real eggs. They serve what is called egg beaters.
It's kind of like a cardboard substitute for eggs. I'm warning you, they're awful.
The best part about the food is that you don't have to get just one thing. You can get just about anything at the college cafeteria.
And if all else fails, almost any town with a college will have a mall, and malls have food courts, and food courts are amazing.
The only downside to this is the wait.
Everyone says you will gain your freshman 15. This can happen very quickly if you're not careful.
Thanksgiving.
College starts to get a little overwhelming, usually about mid-November.
Thank goodness the Pilgrims invited the Indians over around this time so we could get a week off from school.
It's the first official time you get to go home.
Home is going to be different.
Even though it doesn't seem like you have been gone long, it will feel new again. But it's only for a week, and then back to the dorm.
Before you know it, it's Christmas break.
The year will go on with exams, breaks, food, friends, and adventures.
And before you know it, it will be over.
You will have done it. You will have made it through freshman year of college.
And next year, you know what to expect.